Good morning, you guys. Okay, so one thing about me is I'm not gonna make these videos if I don't have something on my heart. Like if I don't really know what to say, because I want to make sure that what I'm saying is something that I'm feeling in the moment that I feel like could help somebody who's watching. All right, so this one's gonna be really simple. You have to heal, okay? I don't know what you're going through. I don't know what you went through. I don't know who hurt you. I don't know if it was a friendship that ended, whether it was your fault or theirs, or whether it was both of y'all's fault. I don't know if it was a marriage that ended, a relationship. Maybe you were in a relationship with this person for years and years and years. Maybe you thought this person was going to be your forever. I don't know if a family member that you were closest to passed. There's a million and 10 things that could be hurting you right now in this moment. But I'm here to tell you that you have to heal. You have to heal. Because by you not healing, by you avoiding your pain, you are hindering yourself from growth. Okay? I did a lot of avoiding my feelings for my whole life. I would use food. I was a heavy drinker. Like I was throwing them back. Hey, I was throwing them back every single day. I used to smoke weed. I used to do anything I could to not feel my pain, to not feel my sadness. And all those things did was delay the feeling of sadness until the alcohol stopped alcoholing. Okay, what do I mean by that? I know that was like the right way to put it. When I sobered up, I was back to feeling how I felt. When I finished that large Papa John's pizza, right, I was back to feeling how I felt. Those vices that I had only made me feel good temporarily. And then I would be right back to feeling anxious, to feeling sad, to feeling hurt all over again. Because I was refusing to deal with my pain. I was refusing to deal with how I felt. A lot of times we think that it's not okay to be sad about something, or we try to justify, well, I shouldn't feel sad about this because we were only dating for a couple of months, or I shouldn't feel sad about this because it wasn't really a relationship, it was a situationship, or I shouldn't feel sad about this because we were only friends for a couple of months. No, it doesn't matter how long the relationship, friendship, whatever, it doesn't matter how long it was. You have the right to feel hurt. You have the right to feel sad. You have the right to feel grief, okay? Whether you're dealing with the loss of somebody. I lost my grandmother. She was like my second mom. I spent a lot of time with her. We lived with her. She was the first person I would call with any problem that I had, whether it was good or bad. She was my go-to. To lose that person really, it really tore me up inside because I didn't feel like I was there for her like I should have been. When she started getting sick, I would avoid going to the hospital because I didn't want to see her like that. And so when she passed, I felt like, dang, all those times that she was there for me my whole life, and I couldn't be there for her. I felt guilty, and that guilt ate me up inside for years. For years, it ate me up inside. And I didn't want to deal with that guilt. So I'm telling you, you have to heal from what it is that you're going through so that you can get to the other side, which is something beautiful. Okay? Loss happens. Like I said, whether it's friendship, relationships, family, maybe you lost your job and you really liked that job, right? Whatever it was that you lost, whoever it was that you lost, loss happens. It's a part of life. And I'm not even trying to downgrade it and make it feel like, oh, just get over it. Not at all. Not at all. Okay. Not at all. Grief is a very hard thing to go through. But I'm telling you, when you carry all of those emotions with you day after day after day, it wears you down. It wears you down. I've lost friendships that I thought were really important to me in that moment. I, was devastated by how some of them ended, like truly devastated. Like it was consuming me. I would replay back over and over and over again in my head the conversations, the arguments that I had with these other females, and just try to get to the bottom of it, just try to figure out, why did it have to end? Because it did. It had to end because it had to end. And it doesn't matter how many times I replay that in my head, it still would have ended when it was time to end. Okay? You can't keep something going that's not meant to be kept going. If it was meant to be kept going, it would keep going. Okay? That's another lesson that I had to learn that was really hard to learn and really hard to accept. If something is meant to be in your life, if someone is meant to be in your life, there's nothing that you can do or say, nothing that you can do or say that's going to end that relationship if it wasn't supposed to end. Okay? There's nothing wrong with being mad at somebody, right? People are going to pluck your nerves. No one's perfect. You're going to have arguments. But if you were truly meant to be with that person, if you were truly meant to be friends with that person, truly, eventually, maybe not in a year or two, but eventually, that relationship would come back together. Okay? And if it's not, if it ended horribly and somebody doesn't want to fix it or help fix it, then you have to let it go. You have to let it go. Now, why do you have to let these relationships go? Why do you have to heal? You have to heal because you are continuing to carry burdens on you, which is preventing you from being a better person. Okay? If you're walking around with a whole bunch of hurts, if you're walking around with a whole bunch of grudges, if you're walking around with a whole bunch of anger, you are projecting that onto other people that you meet. Think about, okay, let me give you an example. Think about, let's say, I'm going to use myself. I used to have a horrible time at work. I hated my job. I told you this damn near in every video because that's how much I hated it. I hated my job. Absolutely hated it. Because I didn't know how to deal with how much anger I had with being at that job, I would take that anger out on other people. I could be at the Kroger grocery store, and if the cashier did something wrong or was taking too long, I would literally project that anger that I had for being at this job that I absolutely hated. I would project that energy onto her or onto him, whoever the cashier was. I would be rude to them. I would belittle them. I would have an attitude with them. I was just not a good person to be around. But that's because I didn't know how to handle my anger and frustration that I had with that job so that I wouldn't put that out on other people. Okay? Do you get what I'm saying? So when people are mean to you, when people are rude to you, when people treat you with disrespect, understand that the reason why they're treating you with disrespect is because they have something going on that they have not healed from. And the same applies to you as well. Okay? So when people are mean, if you are a mean person, if you have a short temper, it's because there's something that you haven't healed from, or something that you're dealing with right now in this moment that you don't know how to cope with. And you are not exploring your feelings and coming to a bottom line so that you don't project that energy onto somebody else. That's why I speak so much about mental health. And if more people took mental health seriously and prioritized it, there wouldn't be so much anger in this world. There wouldn't be so much frustration in this world. There wouldn't be so many people who are just disrespectful, who just always want to project their anger and their frustration and their insecurities out on other people because they haven't healed from something. Okay, so that's why healing is important. You cannot continue your life by drinking, by maybe you jump from relationship to relationship. Maybe you're somebody who, if a relationship ends, instead of dealing with, the situation, instead of dealing with your feelings and your pain that you had as to why it ended, you just hop into another relationship so that you can avoid feeling those feelings. You're not healing. You're just jumping from relationship to relationship to relationship, putting burdens that you carry from one relationship onto another and onto another person. That's not fair. People don't like to heal because it's hard. People don't like to do a lot of things that's hard. If you haven't noticed, people don't like to do a lot of things that are hard. People don't like to work for things. People want things so quick. We live in a microwave society where if it doesn't happen in the next hour, it's no good. Healing is hard. Having to look yourself in the mirror and blame yourself for why you are where you are in life is very uncomfortable. And a lot of people might start that journey, but they don't want to finish it because it involves too many feelings. It involves feeling anger, feeling sad. Who wants to sit around and cry? Who wants to sit around and cry? It's not a comfortable feeling at all. Trust me. I used to hate it. I used to hate it. The ups and downs, the ups and downs. But when you stick through it, when you heal, when you can say that you no longer are holding grudges towards anyone that you feel did you wrong, when you are able to forgive people, when you are able to cherish the memories that you were blessed with that person that you used to have in your life, I promise you, that is what's going to make you a better person, because now your energy is pure. You're not walking around with grudges. You're not walking around with frustration. You're not walking around with sadness. And therefore, you're not projecting that onto other people who had absolutely nothing to do with why you're hurting. Absolutely nothing to do with it. Your patience is going to be higher. You know, some people are short-tempered, right? They have a short fuse. It's because there's something going on with them internally. Because if you were truly healed, if you truly didn't have any anger in your heart, you would be a very patient person. I used to never be patient. If someone said the wrong thing, I would go from 0 to 100 real quick. Real quick. Not anymore. I'm a very, 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 very patient person. But that's because I took the time to heal. That's because I took the time to work on myself. I didn't bounce from friendship to friendship, relationship to relationship. I didn't do any of that. I took the time to heal, okay? And you have to take the time to heal as well. Because I promise you, when you come out on the other side of that, you're gonna feel so much better about yourself. You're gonna feel so much better about the people that you come in contact with. And you're gonna be a way better person than you were if you continue to not heal. If you continue to cover up your feelings with vices, whatever that could be. Maybe you are a sex addict. Maybe you were like me and you drink away your sorrows. Maybe you use drugs, whatever it is. Maybe you gamble. Whatever that is. There's 1,010,000 different vices out there. But I want you to understand one other thing too. You don't need to vent to other people, okay? And I know this can sound contradictory because I talk about the importance of getting counseling, because counseling is really important, and I got counseling too. I was in counseling for, I think, almost 3 years now, still in counseling to this day. When I say you don't need to vent to other people, there's nothing wrong with speaking how you feel. But I want you to be careful with that when you're telling other people, and I'm not necessarily talking about a licensed professional. I'm talking about friends or family. I want you to be careful with who you vent to, because a lot of times, and not always, because there are true genuine people out there. There are true genuine friends. So that's why I said be careful. Sometimes you're venting to the same people who want to see you down. Sometimes you're venting to people who are also hurt, so they're giving you advice based on their own hurtness, their own hurting. I don't know how to say that properly. Because they haven't healed. So they are bitter. They are holding grudges. They are angry inside. And they are giving you advice that they would give to themselves, which is very unhealthy advice because they're mentally unhealthy. Okay? A lot of times, the only person you need to be venting to is your higher power, your source. So if that's God, if that's the universe, if that's Allah, if that's Buddha, whoever that is, I want you guys to understand that everything you need is within you. Okay? You can be your own best friend. I am truly my own best friend. Okay? I don't need people. I used to. I don't anymore. Everything that I need is within me. And what is within me? God. Okay? Talking to someone who doesn't know you, that's a difference. A licensed professional, because they're going to help you see other perspectives that you might not see, because you can only really see your perspective, right? So again, counseling is a beautiful thing. I think we all should go to counseling. I've been in counseling and I'll continue to go until the day I die. Okay? Counseling is a beautiful thing. But when it comes to, and you may have to shop around for a counselor to find someone who you feel like can relate to you. Okay? I feel like my counselor can relate to me because we share similar things. She's an entrepreneur, I'm an entrepreneur. Okay? She's African American, I'm African American. So I feel like she can relate to some of the issues and problems that I experience. Maybe for you, you want a counselor who has kids, who is married, who is going to give you a Christian-based perspective, or whatever it is. Maybe someone, who used to be on drugs and you're recovering from drugs or whatever. Like, you have to shop around for a counselor who's best for you. Okay, it's not a one size fits all. Okay, but I want you to understand too that just be careful of who you share information with, who you confide in, and you'll know. You'll know if this is a safe space. You'll know that gut inside of you that's telling you whether or not you can trust somebody. That's your intuition. You'll know. You have to listen to that. Don't doubt yourself. Don't think you're overthinking. Don't think you're crazy. You'll know. You will know. Okay? So be careful of who you vent to. Heal. Remember that you have to heal in order to be the best version of yourself, which is in you. You have the ability to do it. You just have to work really hard. But I'm telling you, when you come out on the other side of that, you're going to feel so much better, okay? You're going to be so mentally strong. You're going to feel like you can conquer anything. It's just going to be a totally different vibe for you, okay? But you have to heal and you have to put in the work so that you can be that beautiful person, all right? All right, you guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm about to go to the gym, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.